Anxiety can feel like this ball of nervous energy that sits in the bottom of your stomach and sends uncomfortable sensations throughout your entire body. But there's a simple, natural way to release some of that energy and calm down those sensations a little bit. So today, we're going to explore how you can release some of that built up energy and also put some feel-good chemicals into your brain so you can push your recovery forward. Let's get started. All right, before we jump in, if you are looking to recover, I have the 5-step cure to anxiety and panic attacks in the link below. It's going to provide you with the step-by-step guide that I teach my clients to overcome anxiety. It's completely free, and I'm giving it to you so you can jumpstart your recovery. All right, today we're going to talk about the effect that movement and exercise can have on our anxiety. Here's the bottom line. The human body was meant to move. And for the longest time, movement was required for our survival. Our ancient ancestors had to move in order to hunt and gather their food, collect water, and avoid dangerous animals. Their entire lives required movement. Even as recent as the year 1900, our daily lives required a ton of movement. Let's think about it. Home life. Almost none of the technologies and advancements that we now consider basic necessities were available. Hardly any families had electricity, which meant no refrigerators, washing machines, or dishwashers. So food had to be freshly prepared, clothes scrubbed, and dishes washed by hand. Travel. Henry Ford hadn't made vehicles affordable yet. So getting around meant you often had to leave home by foot, or if you were lucky, on a horse. Jobs. 70% of all jobs involved physical labor, with farmers making up 43% of the entire workforce. That means if you lived back then, there was a good chance you spent most of your days under the hot sun, either planting crops, tending to those crops, or plowing fields. So not very long ago, daily life involved a ton of physical labor. This meant movement and exercise was naturally in everyday life. But fast forward to today, and our lifestyles have dramatically changed. In the last 100 years, we've escaped into this new era of convenience and efficiency. We turn on the faucet to obtain clean water. We push a button and our clothes are clean. And we climb into a car that will effortlessly take us wherever we want to go. Oh, and not only that, but a small percentage of jobs today require significant manual labor. Now, the upsides of these advancements are, of course, tremendous, right? Most time-consuming and laborious activities have been removed. And that leaves us with the time and energy to focus on more productive or enjoyable tasks. But there are drawbacks. And one of the most noticeable drawbacks is that these advancements have stripped away most of the movement and exercise that was required of us in our everyday lives. That's a problem. See, physical movement plays a crucial role in not only maintaining our physical health, but also maintaining our mental health. That's because when we exercise, the physical activity causes our brains to release endorphins and other neurochemicals that elevate our mood. That helps reduce anxiety and depression, and it also boosts our cognitive functions. But now, since most of us live in a world where movement and exercise are optional, this decrease in physical activity has meant a reduction in these natural mood enhancers, and it's contributed to a rise in mental health issues, including anxiety. The reality is that we need to reincorporate movement back into our lives. This physical exercise is going to increase the production of endorphins and other feel-good chemicals, which is going to help our anxiety. Also, as I talked about at the start of this episode, I know that you have this abundance of nervous, anxious energy inside of you, and it's creating a lot of the discomfort on a day-to-day basis. So the second reason we need to introduce movement back into our lives is that movement and exercise can act as a bit of a release valve to get rid of some of that pent-up energy that's inside of you. In other words, It's a natural and effective way to help reduce the intensity of some of your sensations. It's going to take a bit of fuel out of the fire of your anxiety. Now, here's the important part. We need to be very careful with the kind of exercise that you're doing. My rule with clients is that when you're at the beginning of recovery, the only exercise you should be doing is walking. That's right. All I want you to do is just to walk. Aim for a 1 mile walk 5 days a week. The reason I only want you to walk is because with most anxiety sufferers, their anxiety has put them in a perpetual state of exhaustion. And we do not want to create more exhaustion by doing intense exercise. That can actually do more harm than good. By walking, we do 3 things. Number 1, we add feel-good chemicals to our brain. Number 2, we burn off some of that excess nervous energy. Number 3, we don't put much physical strain on our body or significantly add to our exhaustion. All right, as you recover though, and as you feel your energy levels improve, you can try other forms of exercise and even increase the intensity. During my recovery, my favorite exercise became swimming. Swimming is a unique exercise because it's low impact such that it doesn't put additional stress on your body, and it also exercises nearly every part of your body. I also like with swimming how it has a meditative component with breathing. Because of these things, every time I got out of the pool, I felt like my anxiety had gone down a couple notches on the anxiety scale. So what I started doing is I started going in the pool and swimming 4 to 5 times per week. And it really became an important part of my recovery process. Now, this goes without saying, but I want you to approach exercise with reasonable expectations for what it is. Exercise is just going to be another tool in your toolbox that can help take a bit of the edge off your anxiety and propel you forward in recovery. So don't look at it as a magic pill, but instead as something that's going to help you recover. All right, here's what I want you to do. Share this with someone who needs to see this video. Also, make sure you hit the alert notification so you get alerted when there are new videos on the channel. It really helps the channel to grow, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks so much for watching.